What is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday night. Welcome to the Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is. It's 31 days away. I see Gene Calammy, a great number 31. Jalen Redmond, a great number 31. I won't even say that, Jay. Okoronkwo. It's been a while since I've heard that name and said that name. Jay, it's 31 days, but even before that, the media today got to hear from Arbuckle, BV, and I'm just going to tell you right now, Jay and Sooner Surge, I'm ready. I'm ready for all kinds of things tonight. I've got a bright shirt. I got the flop hat. I've got the shades, and I've got my sunscreen, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, we can get ready for sunshine pumping because I also listen to that, and I'm a little amped up for the season, Jay.
Hey, it's good to hear from them, as fall camp opens up. You need sunscreen anyway, Jeremy. It's hot outside.
Oh, it's blistering.
But the cool front's coming tonight. It's already started here. It's already getting cooler.
Well, anytime someone pumps some sunshine tonight, I'll put this on, but I'm going to pump some sunshine tonight too, Jay. I'm just going to be upfront and honest. We tell it like it is. I'm going to pump some sunshine tonight.
Hey, what did you think overall? Let's start with Arbuckle. Overall thoughts of Arbuckle, in your opinion. What stuck out to you?
I actually spoke with corrections today just through text messaging, and we talked a little bit about it. But, Jay, and I'm going to pass this to Mark. Here you go, Mark. Take it right there. Good. Glad you can get it. Ben Arbuckle comes across to me, Jay, as uber confident, which he is. He also, I don't sense a lot of just coach speak from the guy. Now, I'm going to give you an example. In the same sentence where he talked about Jaren Kanak and how, look, everyone knows he's uber athletic, okay? He talked about what kind of guy he is in the film room. He just can't get enough of it. He also said he also knows what he needs to do. Like, he's got to do some things. He's a straight shooter, Jay, and I love it.
He is a pretty straight shooter. He reminds me of a lot of Lincoln Riley when he came to Oklahoma. Just not just in his accent, but kind of the way he handles himself in front of the media, the way he talks. So I agree. And I want to say this. I see this comment, and we didn't mention it last night. But, yeah, very sad to hear about John Hoover semi-retiring with the Parkinson's disease. Just he's one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. I love that he asks tough questions all the time to the media. He always does that, and I appreciate that big time. But, hey, Arbuckle, Jerm, a few things stood out to me from him. They asked him about the offensive line. I think that answer was kind of like what you would expect. But what I can appreciate about him is I think he's very detail-oriented in the way he coaches. I kind of took it from the answer I think he was asked maybe about the biggest change for him coming to Oklahoma. And what's up, Greg? How you doing, man? And he said probably getting the routine with, he was at Washington State for 2 years trying to see how Brent Venables does the practices and everything so he can get his guys ready in the way he does things. I think he's very detailed in that aspect at practice. I think listening to talk about the backup quarterbacks and how to prepare them for if they have to be on the field, he sounds like a guy that you rep it till you get it, and he's going to be a very detailed coach. I think that's what they missed last year with that offense was set the trail. I don't think there was much detail at all.
Hey, another thing I want to mention is I watched the clip again of Nagy. If there's one player that Jim Nagy had full say, full stock, full everything, who is it, Jay? If you had to say
Jayden
Knott.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard. I don't remember who he was interviewing with when he talked about Jayden Knott. Jason, he compared him to Amarion Hampton. When he was evaluating Jayden Knott his junior year, he said he evaluated as high as Hampton and Genty. And he flat out said if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, he would have been playing starting on Sundays this year. He's the real deal.
Well,
if he doesn't perform, Jay, that is all Nagy.
Well,
bad evaluation. He's performing, Jason.
I think I heard this today, and I think this was a good point. I heard this on the radio. I'm trying to remember who said it. It might have been Barry Trammell. I can't remember, but I thought it was right on. They don't go get Ott if they felt like they had that type of potential already in the running back room. Like they think he's a difference maker, or they don't go pay him to get him.
Jim Nagy said he can score from anywhere on the field, Jay.
And that's what I'm saying. I think he's got that, like you mentioned, the home run threat. That's probably what he's got that they didn't feel like they might have had.
Now, hey, yeah. Ron says, I know one thing. The media thinks we have the best D-line in the SEC. And here's the interesting thing. It's not just the media. Troy Everett spoke specifically on the offensive line, on the defensive line, Jay. He goes up against them every day. And it was interesting because he mentioned Dom and G, which is Dominique Williams and Grayson Halton. And then he said, then he looked up and it was Jayden Jackson and David Stone. He said, those four guys just coming at you. Look, he says they're the best in the country. Media, David Pollock and the likes of those guys who know football have said it. This team has playmakers in many areas, maybe not every area. Jay, I gotta start putting the sunscreen on again, I think. The more I talk about this.
Hey, I wanted to get to this quote from Brent Venables. Colin's already dropped it in here. I had it saved to talk about tonight. It was an interesting quote. Pretty much called out a bunch of the people in the room and said, a lot of you guys don't think he's going to struggle. He was talking about Mateer and Ott. I think they're going to struggle. I was going to go back to that quote.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Who was that shot at, though, Jay?
Arch Manning. It wasn't a shot. It wasn't a shot at Arch Manning. It was a shot at all the media hype around Arch Manning, I think. Because he said, how's that different from a freshman quarterback playing in the SEC? I think it's because Arch has got so many hype. And, hey, I like it. I
think there is also a little bit of stab at someone else, Jason, that you're not thinking about.
Jackson Arnold?
Absolutely. Last year, people did not question Jason. And I was one of them. People were not questioning. I don't know if Jackson Arnold can do this in the SEC. They were crowning him, Jay.
Well, I think that's what he's saying is typically the likes of like even Underwood, some of these freshmen, highly touted quarterbacks. There's not a whole lot of like, can they do it in this year, first year? They're already being crowned.
If the O-line stands up 80% of the time, Mateer will have a breakout season. And guess what? Even when they don't stand up, dude can scramble and make plays with his legs.
But he's going to need a good offensive line.
Agreed.
Hey, the other thing we haven't talked about, but the Eli Bowen, little banged up, it sounds like. He's going to miss the first, I don't know, it didn't really say, but some practices. But he mentioned, and Jeremy, I know you probably got giddy because you were saying this all off season, so I'm going to give you kudos. Brent Venables said today that Kendall Dolby will be playing some outside corner. So, Jerm, I give you credit for that.
I said that because everyone wants to say cheetah. I think Kendall Daniels is going to be the cheetah. And everyone wants to say, I just don't know about Dolby at corner. That was his natural position. That's what he played all the time. People were questioning if he can play corner. What are we doing? Like, well, he's gonna play multiple spots, Jason.
If he's healthy. And Greg says Eli should just sit out till Michigan. I mean, there's no need to rush him back. You know what you got in him.
He may want to rush back, Jay.
Because you think somebody take a spot? The other guy's mentioned that
Jordan.
I know 918's mentioned him. I know I'm high on him. I've talked about him a few times. I'm very high on this kid, and that's Devin Jordan. Brent Venables mentioned his name. I watched him play at Union. The guy, lockdown, is really athletic, really good player. I think he contributes this year. I do, Jerm.
Well, Jay, Guillory is also who they're really high on, and I've heard multiple coaches say competition. Arbuckle spoke about it today. He loves it. These dudes are trying to get on the field. He said, go get it. Go take it.
I love that. That's probably my favorite quote of the day.
Take it.
That was probably my favorite quote of the day. And he was specifically talking about wide receivers and tight ends. And he said, hey, if you want the job, go take it. I thought I liked it. And that's what they need to have happen at tight end. Tight end specifically, somebody's got to step up and take that role. Wide receiver, who's it going to be other than Deion Burks? Somebody's got to step up and take that role.
Jay, I think tonight as we open the phone lines, there's a couple of things I want to say because Jay's dressed in a little camouflage tonight because he's kind of still hiding back.
No, that's not why I'm
Oh, I thought you were. Okay.
Well, I said I look camouflage with my green back.
Yeah, with your green, so I'm using that as an analogy.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little bright. I've got my shades. I've got my bucket hat. I've got the sunscreen after today's media session. When you call in tonight, first check out the Fan Stop, thefanstop.com. We're getting ready to open the phone lines, okay? But check out the Fan Stop. Sign up for one of their Shirt of the Month clubs, OU fans, okay? They have 3 different options. You can read what each package has. Use code SURGE. You get 10% off the first 3 months. Do it, okay? Do it. It's a great deal. Great stuff. You can also, when you call in, give us a take on who's going to score the first tutty of the year. You can see the ticker across the bottom. You win that. You closest to that, you'll get a $50 gift card that I'll be sending to you. I haven't told you where it's at to yet, but still kind of negotiating where I want that to be, thinking through it. And then give us a sunshine if you want, or pump the brakes. Pump the brakes or hit the gas. Pump the brakes or hit the gas, okay? You start pumping sunshine, I'll put the sunscreen on tonight. My face might be totally sunscreened by tonight, Jay.
Could be, Jerm. Could be. Anything else stand out for you?
Through BV, look, I was just really impressed with Arbuckle, Jason. And the Canic stuff, Jay, he's going to play.
He's gonna. I mean, Arbuckle mentioned.
Arbuckle said he's earned a spot on Saturdays.
But you don't know how much yet.
He also mentioned Caden Helms, Jason.
Well, yeah, I think that's 2 guys. That
I think Caden Helms starts.
I said that the other day. I think he starts too.
I do think you'll see. I think you're going to see Helms, Huggins,
and Canic.
Kent and Canic. You're going to see 4 guys at tight end.
Really?
I do. And I think Canic's going to rotate to the backfield some.
I don't think it's that much consistently. You know what was interesting today? This is maybe the most interesting thing that I saw today. Was Hunter may correct me if I'm wrong here, but was it the Butkus list that came out that had 2 OU linebackers on it? The watch list?
I didn't catch that, Jay. What's up, Brady?
Well, the first one was, everybody knows, Kip Lewis. The second one, I was kind of like, okay, Sammy O.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out where Sammy O is going to fit in, Jay. How many plays?
I'm trying to figure out where Kobe's going to fit in, Jerm.
Hey, first off, I'm not treating Canic like Bauer Sharp. What I have said about Canic since he stepped foot on OU's campus is he's an athletic freak and was really good with the ball in his hands in high school.
Both on Butkus. No Kobe McKenzie, though, on there.
And 918, hey, blast this all over.
How do you blast it? I mean,
I don't know, but figure it out. This is exactly right. Anyone who's going to sit there and say, I'm concerned about the secondary, then you also have to be concerned that the defensive line's not as good as you think it is. Because if the defensive line is as good as people are saying, and I'm talking top in the SEC, top 5 in the country or whatever, then absolutely the secondary is going to be really good. They go hand in hand, guys. They go hand in hand.
Let's get to Colin. We got Colin on the line. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Doing all right. You?
Great.
Good. If you guys remember when they first started to practice, I mentioned Cortland Guillory as a possible guy to get some playing time. So,
yeah. How do you guys? I know, Jeremy, you mentioned his name earlier too. Do you think he plays that much though?
I think he just makes a rotation. Like,
does he play
a couple
about
plays
like Boganowski last year or more?
It's hard to tell, Jay. Until he gets out there and gets some playing time, there's guys ahead of him. There's guys ahead of him.
I do think a lot of people over talking or under talking it, but I think RobertSpears-Jennings is about to have a really good season.
I think he had a good one last year.
I think
he kind of dwindled down late in the year.
And then I hope Peyton Bowen can take that next step at the other safety.
He needs to. If he doesn't, he might get passed up.
And then
they got guys in that room.
Do you think it's a bad thing to have position battles going into fall camp? Or is that
No.
You kind of don't know?
It's absolutely what you want.
I think you want it. Now, deep down, Colin, I think you want to know who your guys are, but you want guys pushing them. You want
absolutely.
Yeah, because I know Arbuckle said the tight end room's still all open, and he wants someone to
go get
emerge as a starter.
Yeah,
that's true.
And we'll probably, like you said, see a lot of Mitch and match of the tight ends there and different plug and play guys. But
yeah,
and then just hearing Jayden not talk about how Mateer was his main factor in choosing OU over Georgia.
Yeah,
and
I heard that too. That was interesting. I'm sure glad he chose Oklahoma over Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think, of course, we said it 1,000 times. It's all going to depend on the O-line, because I think
it sounds like they've been in the film room a lot, and there's great things happening there. Fasusi was mentioned that he's going to get reps early. He's going to.
But that's going to be the key for this season is, of course, O-line play, but establishing a run game. And not just passing.
Yeah, that's the name of the game in the SEC.
Because we have to be able to establish a run game. Because if you look back, I know it sucks, but the 2017 Georgia game, where we started passing a lot, and it wasn't until late after half where Rodney Anderson started to take over in that game.
Yep, that's right.
So, but I think we'll be a lot more versatile offensively, and I think we'll be a mimic of the second year of Dylan Gabriel's year. I forget that year, 2023 or 24. I think 23, where our defense plays better, of course, because we will be better, but because they have the offense to back them up. When Nick Anderson got that game-winning touchdown, we were in that because the defense was able to have the offense behind them when they get stops to go down and get points.
Yep. That's right, and that's what you got to hope. Well, you got to play. What's the word? Complementary football. That's what.
It's a word that's used a lot, but it's absolutely true. Hey, thanks, Colin. Appreciate it,
man. Have a good
one.
Hey,
Jay, I've got to get to two comments that I'm going to try to remember right here. One was Miguel, who said, "How long is the leash for John Mateer if he struggles?" Guess what? The only word you can use leash with John Mateer is unleashed. He is unleashed. There is no leash. There's zero leash. Okay. Hopefully no leash.
Say the word. Yeah. I hope he's not leached.
And now the other thing is I saw Jerry mention Dolby. Jerry says that Dolby, could that be a concern of depth? Guys, are we forgetting Kendall Dolby? Kendall Dolby was an elite cornerback. He wasn't. They're not moving him to a position that he hasn't played. They're not going to, let's experiment. He has played and played well at corner. He was recruited as a corner, okay? No depth issues, in my opinion, at corner. You got Jeremiah Newcomb. You got Jacoby Johnson. You got Devon Jordan. You got Cortland Guillory. You got Eli Bowen. You got Gentry Williams. Should I keep going? And then I like what Fanstop said. Are we forgetting about Peyton Bowen? Maybe. He's not being talked about. Maybe Harden's going to take his spot.
Well,
maybe Reggie Powers. Maybe Boganowski. I don't know. Get some sunscreen. Get some sunscreen tonight. I'm buying this. They're loaded.
Well, are you done?
They're loaded on defense, Jason.
Well, I was going to answer.
Kendall Dolby's a dog. That's right.
Question. I'll answer Fanstop's question after we get to Coconut Greg. Greg, you're on the line.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? Sorry, long time no see.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. Got a 6-month-old baby now, believe it or not.
Crazy, man. Beautiful. That is nuts.
Beautiful.
It seems like yesterday little Daisy was born. Time flies by.
All over the place.
That's right. Well, what I want to know first off is, I take a little hiatus And I come back, and we got half of the Sooner Surge decked out in all yellow with LSU gear in the background. Like, what are we doing here?
This is orange.
But there's a helmet behind you.
Yeah, there's an LSU, a Vikings, an OU. That one's signed by someone. My son picked it up and said, "You want this in your?"
But why is that in the background of a Sooner Surge podcast?
I don't know, Jay. We're in the SEC, aren't we?
Hey, man, display it with pride. Just don't say "Go Tigers" or whatever their
exactly.
slogan is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't been connected with our SEC media days and stuff all that much, but a guy I really want to see break out, which I thought showed a lot of potential last year, but we soured to him because his hands are slippery and he couldn't hold on to the ball. But Taylor Tatum, what do we know about him? How's he progressed in the offseason? And do we think that he's going to have some meaningful snaps and be good for us?
I don't know, to be honest, Greg, because we all know Ott's going to play and play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder about Javonte Barnes.
Yeah.
X-Rob, I think a lot of people want to see X-Rob play. I don't know where Tatum is in the mix right now.
Jay, had they not gotten Jayden Ott, I think Tatum would have had a role with some flare passes. But Jayden Ott is just as good out of the backfield catching the ball as he is running the ball.
True.
I think Tatum, and Greg Gott said he'd rather have Kanik, and I'm not saying I wouldn't either.
I've said this before, but I'll bring it up again. You want a guy like Kanik to work because we hear that he's just a freak of nature and so athletic. But that's just not being insanely athletic is not good enough anymore. You have to have it between the ears, and you have to be really dialed into the playbook and what's going on with reading defenses and offenses these days. Do we worry that maybe he lacks that and no amount of just beast mode or whatever he can do is going to make up for that?
Well, here's what I'll say. Arbuckle specifically talked about what Kanik's doing in the film room. No one's spending more time in there than he is. So maybe
you got to be able to do it. I mean, I understand what Greg's saying because for 3 years at linebacker, it seemed like he couldn't figure it out because he was still athletic, but he
was out of position, Jay. That's not his position. Linebacker is not his.
And maybe tight end is that, and he's not having to think as much at tight end. I don't know.
Yeah, you want a guy to be instinctive and kind of be able to play downhill and not be in his head too much. So hopefully this is the right move. Cautiously optimistic for the season. I think we have the potential to be really good, but I'll wait until I see it.
Hey,
great way to
Greg, did you pick you called in and picked a score, right? A touchdown?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay, do you want to pick one?
Sure. Who's going to score the first touchdown?
First touchdown against Illinois State. Yep.
I'm calling a 50-yard bomb down the left hash to Jayden Gibson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There it is.
I'll add it right now.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Good to hear.
Always see you.
See you. 918 says, I think Tatum thing has been maturity issues. Haven't heard if that has been alleviated or not. Yeah, I think Ott can help some of these guys a lot. I mean, specifically, I'm going to say 3 guys because Barnes is older. Barnes is helping out people too. But Ott specifically can really help out X-Rob, Tatum, and the other guy that I'm pretty high on, maybe not this year, but I really like Torrey Blaylock. I do. I like Torrey Blaylock.
I don't see him in the mix.
I'm not saying this year. I'm saying down the road, Jeremy. I like him a lot.
I like him a lot too.
I want to get back to Fanstop's question he asked earlier about, are we sleeping on Peyton Bowen? Do you remember the hype from Peyton Bowen when he came in as a 5?
I haven't bought the hype yet.
And that first year, he played pretty well, and then he kind of got banged. Last year, I really think it was more of a banged-up issue than anything. I think
He's never seemed aggressive.
I'm going to see a big jump from him this year. I really do.
Well, Jay, he has to make a big jump because Reggie Powers and Boganowski and Hardy are breathing down his neck. They're going to take time, dude. They're going to play.
Yeah, Blaylock has some wheels. He's put on a lot of muscle. I mean, I like him.
I just don't know whose touches he gets.
I'm not saying he does this year, but Jeremy, for instance, I could see him. You're blowing out Illinois State. He comes in. I'm saying highlight reel, some long runs, and I think getting him prepared for the next year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Speaking of Fanstop, check him out at thefanstop.com. sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Just get on there, look at the packages they offer. Some with hoodies. It's getting, hey, cool front coming in. It's going to be upper 80s for a few days here in Oklahoma. But thefanstop.com and use code SURGE. Get 10% off your first 3 months. It's the time to do it. The time is now, Sooner fans. Get on board. Yeah, you have to keep Gentry Williams healthy, and that's really – it's up to him. I mean, how much can he stay healthy? That's the big question mark for Gentry. Chief T-Bird, thanks for being a member for 19 months. One of the OGs here. First touchdown, 8-yard QB run by Mateer. Who will the starting wide receivers be? That brings up a good question, Jay. I got my 3.
And let's get to corrections, and you can tell me your 3. Corrections, okay. What's up?
Hey.
How are you?
Good, man. I haven't heard all the interviews today from the players and everything, but I did get to hear both BB and Arbuckle. I told Germ, I was like, man, after I heard Arbuckle, man, I just wanted to run through a wall. And some of the, kind of the difference between BV, it's like, are they giving him Quaaludes before he goes out there and talks anymore? I mean, it's almost like he's like pounding Xanax. I mean, it's like I was trying hard to stay awake. When BB was out there, I'm like, come on, man. I understand the whole, I got to have coach speak and everything, but show some fire, be a little bit outspoken. But,
yeah,
I was just, that was kind of my overall. But anyways, when it comes to Arbuckle, man, you could tell that Arbuckle really he wholly believes that he's got something special cooking. And man, is that guy feeling confident. And some of the things that stuck out to me is he couldn't say enough about the O-line, the progress that they made, the time that they're spending as a unit in the film room, and then Kanik. I agree with our boy with that. When he said that he got lost in space a lot. They're playing linebacker, especially if Stutzman wasn't out there. Stutzman was kind of the air traffic controller, helping Kanik out, knowing who to cover, especially when they were defending the pass. If Stutzman wasn't out there, me and Kanik would just get lost. But I think this will really help him, playing more of a natural position, being able to go out there and just play fast, not think as much as he was on defense. And when he makes his first big play, I'm just going to lose my mind. For the guy.
Exactly.
Hey, the best part of the press conference, corrections, was when BV walked to the microphone and said, I'm going to respect y'all's time today. I'm just going to start with questions. And then John Hoover asked the first question, and he goes on like a 5-minute answer.
Yeah. I mean, he just rambles. He just rambles. Like BB, he's so good at so many things, but public speaking is not his forte. Let's just put it that way. But then the last thing I want to just kind of touch on and get off the call so somebody else can call in is something that Arbuckle touched on again. I've been hearing this over and over and over again from everybody is Zion Kearney. Like Zion Kearney, I'm expecting him just to have a huge year this year. People can't say enough about the kid, and so I'm really looking forward to see what he does this year because, man, just everybody just can't keep his name out of their mouths, so I'm really excited about him.
He's got good size corrections. He's got good speed. He's good size, physical. He can go across the middle. He can be a possession-type receiver. So, yeah, I'm excited as well.
Hey, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night, and keep the suntan lotion on there, Germ. Let's keep the sunshine pumping going. It's going to be an awesome year, man.
That's right. Thanks, man. Now, Kell's got Jermichael Carter. I don't see any world in which Jermichael Carter's starting. 918 says Burks, Zion Kearney, and a healthy Gibson if we have one. Otherwise, carry on. Now, I'm going to say Burks, Kearney, and if neither one of the Gibsons are healthy, I would go Elijah Thomas.
You don't think Keontae Lewis or Satania get in there? I haven't heard
much of him, Jay.
To start first game?
Haven't heard much of him.
I know Satania is probably more like Burks, so probably not.
Now, Satania, I think, splits with Burks, yeah.
Hey, one thing I was going to bring up, and then I will drop the trivia, but Germ, Arbuckle is in a perfect position as far as coming to Oklahoma to be the OC. He's coming off.
I've got something ready for that.
What?
I've got something ready for that. I was exactly thinking what you're about to say.
Well, listen, he is walking into a place that's been great on offense for a long time. and he's coming in after one of the worst offensive performances in the history of the school. He doesn't have a whole. If it doesn't look good, most people will be like, "Well, Brent Venables just can't get it good." I don't think there's any pressure on him at all. I think he's going to come try to show what he can do, and I think he's walking in a great spot for him. I do.
Jason,
yeah,
we were in speech class together in college. We had a rule. When I was giving a speech, Jason was not allowed to look up. He had to lay his head down on his backpack because if I made eye contact, I would start laughing. Same rule applied for him when he gave a speech. But I always loved following this guy, the guy who got up there and.
Well, when their notes would shake.
Yeah. Arbuckle's coming in after that guy. Okay, Arbuckle's coming in confident as all get out, so prepared. Arbuckle doesn't need paper. It's all here. He's ready to go. He's ready to rock and roll. He's got his guy at quarterback. That is who he's ready. This is a great time for him.
He might have that little note card. I'm interested. What does he use? Lincoln Riley has that little bitty note card. But yeah, hey, let's get to trivia. Let's get to trivia tonight. Hey, make sure you check out Sugar 66. 2 locations, one at Mother Road Market there in the 918 Tulsa area. Also one in Catoosa near the Blue Whale. Dessert shop. They got candy shop at the Mother Road Market, dessert shop in Catoosa, pineapple whips, frozen treats. It's hot. You need to go check them out at Sugar 66. Here's a trivia question for the evening, okay? Let's get that comment off there, and then I'll drop the trivia here. Here's the trivia. In the OU versus Iowa State game, I think it was 2021, where the, quote, pick six occurred with Jayden Redmond, 31 days away from opening kickoff here. Who caused that fumble, guys? That's the trivia question. Who caused the fumble that led to the pick six from Jayden Redmond? That is the trivia question for the night. Jerm, you don't know this answer, do you? I can see it on your face.
Colin says Key Lawrence.
And that is correct. Key Lawrence is correct. You talk about an up and down play. I think he's still playing somewhere.
Jay, he was not what I thought. Hey, Talon, thank you so much for the $4.99 super. Appreciate you and being on our channel. What do you make of Arbuckle talking about Ivan Carrion changing his body type, Jay? You think there's a chance he moves position?
I mean, could. But I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to know when the coaches, some of that is coach speak. No, that game was in Norman, by the way. That game was in Norman, Chief. I don't know, Jerm. I mean, that's a possibility. People have talked about that before with him, Jerm. You know?
Yeah.
People have talked about that before.
Yeah.
Man, Key Lawrence was up and down. He had some games where you're like,
never panned out in my opinion.
Oh, he had some games, Jerm. Where
Nothing special. Special.
Thanks for the super talent. Appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, he's played for 4 teams now. He played for Tennessee, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and now UCLA.
I did tell you about 3 weeks ago about Kendall Doby. Now, it's been longer than that. I really thought he was going to play corner. I really thought he was going to be corner. I can go find the video, Jay. It got laughed at. Now listen. A few weeks ago, I also said this, and people have already put it in the comments tonight, that I said if OU's O-line is better, Kevin Wilson's going to get the credit, not Beatenbow. And I don't think that's fair to Beatenbow.
I don't think that's true. Who would do that, Jerm?
People have already mentioned what Kevin Wilson does.
No, nobody will do that.
Now, Troy Everett mentioned that he's excited to work with Wilson. Wilson knows offensive line. Wilson knows tight ends. Wilson knows offense. Man, you talk about a body transformation is Bill Beatenbow.
Yeah, he looks good.
Talk about a guy who is being an example is Bill Beatenbow. And, Jay, you heard the Fasusi talk that he is going to get reps early. Jay, those are things that people have not said in the past. Said it about Kanik, said it about Kanik, said about Fasusi. They have not come out and said he's going to play early.
I'm glad you brought that up because
people have not said that in the past.
Well, hold up. Listen, I thought it was very interesting. And I think this is why sometimes you have to listen and quote coach speak a little bit. And here's what I mean. Brent Venables was talking about Eddie Pierre-Louis and talking about how last year, he came in and his body wasn't there yet. He had to learn a lot. It's hard for those guys coming out of high school with their bodies to get in there and play as freshmen. And so you take that, and then you take what the Fasusi. I mean, I don't know, Jeremy. To me, that's just I got to see him on the field in a game situation before I think he's going to start as a freshman.
You don't say that he's going to get reps early if you're not planning on playing.
Reps is different than starting, Jerm.
I agree, Jane. It's what I've been asking for. Switching guys. Let other guys play some.
You've been saying he was going to start.
No, you've been saying all off season that this team needs to figure out their 5 and go with it. You've been saying it.
I do think that. I'm going to stick by that.
So if he's not starting, you don't think he should play? Just in a backup role.
Play?
You think they should have their 5 starters and not rotate anyone?
I think most offensive line coaches and teams got their 5 starters when they go into game 1, Jerm.
Well,
I don't understand.
6'4" Chevy, I want the best players playing. I don't care their age at all, what year they are or anything. Now, Tone Loke says they have the best strength and conditioning coach, bar none, and I'm going to agree. I agree.
Hey, who cares? I don't care if he starts as long as they're good on the offensive line. That's all I care about. The guy on the offensive line that seems like has taken a big jump, just as far as you can see it, the way he's talking and leading, and that's Troy Everett. Troy Everett looks like he's taking a jump. And I mean, just
but yet there's Jay, there are people saying that he may not start.
Well, I'm not talking.
I don't buy that. Troy Everett's the starter at center.
I agree. He's starting.
He's the starter.
But Jeremy, I'm not saying he's going to make a massive, massive jump in play. I think he'll be better, but I don't know. I mean, he's 320 now is what he's up to. That's pretty good.
Because he was size. He's great leadership.
What did he come in at when he transferred? Not nearly
295 or 298.
I don't even know if he was that big, Jerm.
Yeah, I think he was around 295.
I have not heard Colin. I would think they're going to get a little bit of practice session with the media, but don't quote me on that. I would think they'd see a little bit at the very beginning. That's what they did last year, I think. But yeah, he's got to take a massive jump. I agree, Chief. He needs to.
Absolutely does. For sure.
Yeah, has to. How about him saying he beat out Thomas in a foot race? It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's
Taylor Wine hype again today. But here's what's funny.
Deservedly so if you look at his body, Jay, and what he's done.
I get it, but here's what's funny is there's a lot of people out there like, why are we hearing so much about Taylor Wine? Well, when you ask the question to the head coach, well, Taylor Wine seems to really. What do you want? I mean, coaches, of course, going to talk about him. I mean,
yeah. Now, Grey God has Sexton, Foje, Troy, EPL, and Fasusi. I don't think there's a chance that's the starting line because I don't see Foje and Fasusi starting.
Is that the most talented offensive line they have?
Well, Foje was a tackle, though, out of high school, everyone said, right? I know OU's moved him over to guard,
But Sexton said today he's more comfortable at tackle. He wants to play tackle.
Yeah, but you know who no one's talking about is Fabechi.
And, yeah, I'm all right with that right now. Who's your under-the-radar player to watch this fall camp?
And I do think Derek Simmons is going to start at right tackle. Underrated, Jay?
Under the radar.
I can't say it because people are going to get at me, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to give a duo. It's the tight end Helms Kennick. That's who it is.
So last year you pulled the poster down from your – now do you still have that poster to hang back up?
Never had a poster, Jason.
You never had a Jaron Kennick poster?
In fact, go back and watch last year. I said Jaron Kennick was out of position. I begged for him to be moved last year.
I know. I mean, I know you're the number one. You are the fan club. I mean, you are the number one fan of Jaron Kennick.
I like hard workers, Jay.
Oh, I'm not dissing that. I'm just saying you are. I'm not dissing it.
There was a little mention of Okoye today.
42 pounds he's put on at Oklahoma. Wow.
Yeah.
Under the radar player. Colin's sticking with Elijah Thomas.
Now, Kyle thinks it's going to be Sexton, EPL, Everett, Wee-Woo, Simmons.
I'm going to give you my under the radar.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go hot take here. I'm going to go hot take here for the starting defensive back opposite Gentry Williams game 1. And I'm going to say Devin Jordan. That's my hot take. I'm going to say Devin Jordan starts game 1 opposite Gentry.
Interesting. I don't see it. Don't buy it, but
okay, it's a hot take.
Chief Keef, do not take things out of context, my man. Do not take things out of context. I never said no one works hard. Not what I said, so please don't take things out of context that I say. All I said was I like hard workers.
So you like it a lot, the whole team.
Arbuckle has done everything that's been asked of him, even when they moved him to linebacker. He had 12 tackles against Nebraska at Cheetah, guys, and they moved him to linebacker.
I am saying Eli is not healthy right now, and I don't know how will they rush him. I think Devin Jordan wins that job in the fall camp because I think Eli. I don't think they're going to rush him back. Maybe they will, but I just don't think
sleep
they will.
on Guillory, man.
Now, who knows though? I don't know the injury status, Greg God and Sooner Thrawn. That's the one thing I don't know. I don't know what kind of. I mean, how serious is the injury? How much can you practice with it? I don't know.
Now, Joe's gotten interesting. When EPL is an under-the-radar player, I mean, a lot of people think he's going to start, but we've really not seen EPL and the true EPL. So, yeah, it's going to be –
I don't really got to see him.
It's going to be fun to watch him. I want to see the mean streak that people talk about.
I think you need the whole line to have a mean streak.
Definitely.
The whole line needs to have a mean streak. Kanik is the new G Freaky.
No.
You know, I'm going to tell you one name that has not been mentioned all season, all off season, and it's surprising. It's not surprising, but it's also surprising. See if you can guess it. Offensive player. No, I haven't heard one person mention his name, even on the show.
As far as what?
Just mention his name. And he was one of the better producers last year on offense. I'll say that. It's a hint. There it is.
What?
Nobody.
Are you serious?
What do you mean, am I serious?
Say what you said again.
Nobody's mentioned his name at all.
Jason, if Jacob Jordan is on the field a lot, I think OU's in trouble.
Why was he on the field over those guys last year?
Those guys, they're
Kearney, Carry On, all those guys, Jerm.
I don't know, Jay. Kearney's done a lot in the offseason.
Did he play well last year when he played?
I had no issues with him last year. I'm just saying, if he's playing a lot, Jay, that means Burks, Satania, Gibson, Thomas, Choice, Kearney, and they weren't as good as advertised.
Jeremy, I am with you.
There's a lot of guys ahead of him, Jay.
I understand it, and I agree with Satania and Burks and stuff. I'm not saying that he should be. I am just saying that I remember last year what he was doing, and people were like, man, this guy, he might have a future at Oklahoma. But now, and I'm not saying he should be playing a ton, but you haven't even heard his name.
He needs to – I'm not saying he won't play this year. It needs to be spotty, and it needs to be in the right spots. Now, one thing that OU fans have not talked about, Jason, and I know we're getting late into this show. Maybe it's something we kind of bring up, but we're talking a lot about the receiver room. We're talking about guys making plays. We haven't really spoken at all about the blocking in this offense and how valuable receivers are blocking. I don't know who the best blocker they have is, Jay. Like, I don't know how good of a blocker Satania is. I think Kearney's pretty physical. I think Zion Kearney is a guy who's going to probably play more than others because of his blocking ability. But that's something to think about. You got to block downfield.
Yeah, and that's something they haven't been good at the last few years. I agree with you guys on this. I agree with Mess. I agree with 918. I agree with
Sixfo. I agree with Sixfo too.
Whoever else said it. I understand. And I'm not saying he should be playing over Satania Burks. I'm just saying Nobody's brought his name up. That's all I said. I'm not saying he should be playing much with what.
Yeah, and Wills and Levers, there has been talk that Deion Burks has been learning both positions. He will play some outside. I've heard many people mention this. I think he's going to live in the slot more, but I do think they're going to have Burks and Satania in the field together some. And I would say this about Burks. I think he's more quick than fast. Jay.
Who?
Burks.
I would agree with that.
He's twitchy more than he is downfield speed.
Mess says he's been posting all night about, and I agree with this. Best tight end, best blocker at tight end probably needs the one playing.
Now Zion.
Hey, this is another one though, real quick. Jayden Gibson.
Yeah, we got to see him healthy, Jay.
We don't know his status on injury, but
we don't. Now 6-0 Chevy said Zion's a dog that 6-0 coached him in Little League.
Which Zion? Kearney or Raggins?
Jason. I'm going to say the same thing. Actually, it's even more amplified. If Zion Reagans is on the field, OU's in a heap of trouble at the receiver position, I think, personally. Yeah, Randy, I don't think he was ready last year.
Randy, you're right. It's time.
I agree, Randy.
I'll say this. If Ott is who people say he is, if Mateer is who people say he is, and if Burks is who people say he is when they all transferred in, but when Burks transferred from Purdue, that's each skill position. You have a really good player. They ought to be pretty good offensively. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Someone in the chat said, "Oh, I don't know about that. Burks is fast." Hey, I would love, and we're not going to get it, but I would love for there to be a spreadsheet where OU at tomorrow's practice or Friday. I know, Jay, drop your head. Friday's practice, every skill position player runs a 40, and all of the numbers everyone can see. I would love to see who the fastest guy on the team is.
You and your transfer, you want to know every little thing about every little
player.
What
fan wouldn't want to know that? Do you want to know that, Jason?
Yeah, but it's not realistic, Jeremy.
It's not realistic. I just said I'd love to know it.
Yeah, but I don't even want to spend time on it because it's never going to happen.
And even more than that, I want to know who's finishing the sprints first every single time. That's what I want to know. That means effort and talent.
Hey, Jeremy, why don't you just go be a coach at Oklahoma, okay?
Hey, Steeler man, how would it? What damage would it do to release it?
Nobody's ever going to release that
damage.
Jerm. Come on, Jerm.
Other teams are like, well, this guy runs a 4.5 40. No, they know people are fast or not. No, we had our heads down. Hey, guys, it's been a fun night. Sunscreen went on early. It lightened up later. Please check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. I promise you, you'll love what you see there. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club and use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Choose the best package for you. Free shipping to your doorstep each and every month. Different design. Great stuff. It's 31 days away. Tomorrow's 30.
1 month. 1 month away.
And, Jay, tomorrow they get after it.
It's here. Finally.
It's here.
Finally here.
It's here. Yeah. No PJ talk. That's right. Hey, you guys have a terrific Thursday, Sooner Nation. The trumpet will be revealed here as we get closer to the season. Don't you worry. It will be here. Hit the like on your way out. Hey, there's not another show, ladies and gentlemen. There's not one other show that does every single night to get on here and talk Sooners with you. No other show. Hit the like for us. Appreciate you very much. And have a great Thursday.